Well, hello everyone. My name is Vanessa.
Good morning, my name is Miguel Ángel Cortés.
Hello, my name is Delfin Gomez.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Johan Camilo Bautista, and today we're going to learn what is critical pedagogy. Critical pedagogy is a teaching approach that has been influenced by critical theories or radical philosophies. It leads students to have critical consciousness. A good example of its epistemology is the Pedagogy of the Present by Paulo Freire. Also, Neil Postman's perspective about teaching as a subversive activity. He said that the students by themselves are in control of the syllabus, of the grading, and of the activities inside the classroom. Do you want to have some examples? Okay, so let's hear my mate Vanessa.
There are many ways in which critical pedagogy is applied actually in our current society. For example, try to imagine a student that wants to know maybe the issues of the empowerment part in his own family. This is a way of thinking in a critical way. Or maybe imagine a student that wants to know everything about the underlying messages in popular culture and also in mass media.
And I'm going to talk about the principles of the critical pedagogy. So to begin, all of these principles try to break paradigms about the traditional pedagogy. So the first one is the most important. Critical pedagogy is a political process, and it is the most important theme in critical pedagogy due to the fact that a school system is a political structure and it aims to make students aware of this entailing the presence of power and authority in the classroom, showing them about the power relationships between students and teachers. And the second principle is critical pedagogy is student-centered. And how would be a student-centered learning environment? This would be one where the teachers recognize their role as facilitators of learning. And it is expected from these teachers to propound questions that would trigger sociopolitical discussions. When students have this opportunity, it is most likely that they will develop awareness of sociopolitical issues. And the third principle is critical pedagogy makes classes democratic public spheres. And a public sphere basically is a socio-political entity where citizens are engaged in a free and critical public discourse about social problems, and this leads to cause political actions and critical transformation, which is aimed to be born since school.
The fourth principle is that critical pedagogy has to be a dialogical space for the student. That means that the teacher has to generate a space for discussion and free expression of opinions in class. The fourth principle is emancipatory authority, and what it means is that usually in society we have always leaders and authorities in the organizations we live in, and sometimes we have a misconception of this and we think that the authority is something wrong, but what happens actually is that all people in power abuse of that power against people. So what it means is that the teacher is going to be an authority, but it's going to be a positive authority. He is going to explain the rules and he is going to incentivize critical thinking, but he is not going to monopolize the knowledge in the classroom, and he appears as an equal person as the students. And the last principle of critical pedagogy is that it has to aim for social transformation. And social transformation means that the student has to be aware of the context that he or she is immersed in. That will allow him or allow her to propose a social change in the educative process.
However, it can also be applied in ELT education. For example, try to think when you ask yourselves why we use intonation, why we use pitch when we are speaking in English. Or maybe when a student wants to know why he is studying English and how it is going to contribute something to his own future. Also, when a student takes that input that gets from English language and places in their own cultural field, maybe in their own language. This is another way of placing critical thinking in ELT. Finally, critical thinking it's applicable in ELT not only because English is a controversial tongue, but also because English has a lot of linguistic features that make yourself ask why. So I think it's really good.